Thank you so much. Firefighters in Southern California are gaining ground in their battle against those catastrophic wildfires. The fires have claimed at least 27 lives and destroyed more than 12,000 structures, many of them homes. Right now, more than 80,000 people remain under evacuation orders. As for the cause of the fire, that remains under investigation. From fighting fires to frost and freeze, a blast of Arctic air will bring a polar plunge to a large stretch of the country this weekend. Some cities will see their coldest weather of the season on Monday. We are talking about highs that are 20 to 40 degrees below average across most of the nation. Let's get some specific numbers, many of them with a negative sign in front of them. And for your morning news now weather with Angie Lastman and the forecast. Angie, good morning.
Hey there, Joe. Good morning. Don't take it on me. This cold air that's going to spill in, it sure is going to make you change maybe some plans as we get into this weekend and next week. One bit of good news out west. We are seeing those winds down for folks across Southern California. So all of those red flag warnings have since expired. Great for the firefighters working on getting all of that situation taken care of. Here's what we've got as far as those chilly temperatures, though. 30s across parts of the northern plains, but feeling like the 20s for a lot of folks. This is not as bad as it's going to get. We actually will be running above normal by the time we get into the afternoon hours today. So 40s in Chicago, 30s for Minneapolis. But here comes that Arctic air. Tomorrow in Denver, 21 degrees. We're running way below normal across really this entire region. We'll only get to the 30s in parts of Texas, especially northern Texas. And then all that chilly air starts to spread farther to the east and south. Memphis into the 20s. We've got teens for St. Louis. By Monday in Rockford, single-digit temperatures. You add in the wind chill to these values, and we're talking really cold conditions. Monday in Chicago, just temperatures into the single digits as well. We've got sub-zero, feels like temperatures. 21 below is what it'll feel like in Chicago on Monday. So get ready for that. We've got a little system that's going to work through parts of the Northeast really through the day today, bringing a little snow here as we get into tomorrow. We'll see some of that. Nothing too impressive, but we will have plenty of rain across parts of the Southeast. And then as we get into Sunday, more of that snow is expected to expand into the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. This will leave us with a couple of inches of snow possible across the I-95 corridor, Joe, as we get into Sunday and work into Monday. So a mixed bag of some wintry weather across much of the country.
All the winter weather.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Angie. Appreciate it. Speaking of weather, Californians are worried about a new threat in places wiped out by the deadly wildfires. Mudslides when rain finally does come. NBC News national correspondent Morgan Chesky has more on that as the firefight continues, with tens of thousands still not allowed to return to their homes.
A new danger emerging across a fire-stricken city. This Palisades home split in half after officials say a water leak caused a scorched hillside to give way. No one was hurt, but the still smoldering scene piling on anxiety ahead of any future rain.
If you were in a fire evacuation zone, is there a likely chance you'll be evacuated come rainy season from mudslides?
There is a very likely chance. We're going to have to tell homeowners to remain alert.
Teams still facing 36 square miles of door-to-door inspections before more than 80,000 evacuated residents can safely return to their neighborhoods.
They're shutting off the natural gas. They're cutting the electrical lines, so there's nothing that you can touch and get electrocuted if it was re-energized by accident.
Los Angeles water and power crews testing hydrants to find the source of that ongoing water leak. The department now the target of a civil lawsuit over a reservoir that was offline for maintenance. Some Palisades fire victims alleging a 117 million gallon water storage complex was empty, leaving fire crews little to no water to fight the Palisades fire. Dan Grigsby lost his home of 37 years.
What do you hope to accomplish with this lawsuit?
Accountability, I would say, and make sure it absolutely never happens again.
LA's water system already under investigation after crews reported shortages on both the Palisades and Eaton fires.
Out of every fire hydrant you've seen, what have you found?
Right now, we're finding most of them are down or low pressure.
If you had a hydrant for this building,
if we had a hydrant for this building, we might have been able to save the back out.
Last year, Martin Adams retired from leading Los Angeles Water and Power.
What would you tell those homeowners who saw that water go dry in a time of need?
The one thing that is important to understand up front is that there's no water system in the world that could provide the kind of water demand that was required in this fire.
And as those calls for accountability grow, the firefight definitely not over. Officials saying they now have more than 5,000 firefighters that have converged here in Los Angeles County. Their key missions, putting out those hot spots and driving up those containment numbers. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Malibu.
Morgan, thank you so much. Now, the damage from the fires is just starting to come into focus, but it's already clear that California's insurer of last resort is facing an expensive crisis. NBC News correspondent Liz Croist explains why.
That's our house.
These were the harrowing moments the Edwards family saw their Altadena home of 30 years go up in flames.
It feels like a bomb just came and exploded on our town.
Everything's gone.
Across town in the Pacific Palisades, the Andonian family stunned by the complete devastation of their community, too.
I froze, literally.
When you saw your home?
Sorry. And then the next house, and the next house, and the next house.
Two different neighborhoods, two different life stories, but similar in one way. Both families are on California's FAIR Plan, the state-created insurer of last resort that has more than doubled its number of residential policies in the past 4 years, as private insurers have either drastically raised homeowners' rates or simply dropped them.